I think it was a taxi competition where you answer quizzes and whatever.
Yeah,
Could be. I can't remember, bro. I just remember seeing clips of it.
The point is that we're making is that content in the Arab world is shit.
لا يا شيخ. What?
I know, it's shocking. Controversial statement. Controversial statement.
Well, that's a good question. Like, why though? You have all the facilities available. You have one of the biggest companies in the region, which is NBC, that basically incubates creatives. I know everyone's laughing right now when I said that.
When you said creatives, هذا المشكلة.
Yeah, like you can't come up with a good show with all those people, all the access that you have.
You got to keep in mind that our issue is creativity, and everything you see on our TV is
a copy of a copy.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because you can make the most cutting edge, innovative scripts, but the people that get the airtime is that the types of TV shows where whenever you make a joke, there's this boing sound.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's called Tash Matash.
Yes, exactly.
I said that last year and y'all got angry at me.
No, but see, come on, again, it speaks to a lack of, I don't think it's a lack of creativity, but it's the facility to be able to exercise that creativity in the way that delivers you good TV shows. You know, we haven't had TV writing as a skill, at least within Saudi, in the level that we want to see in a long time. You know?
Yeah, but how long have we had
like
NBC?
there's been recycled shows because they work.
In my humble opinion.
Recycled tropes.
Okay, we have to take turns on this one because I think everyone has an opinion on this. Okay, number one, you start.
In my humble opinion, I think the biggest issue that we have is that whenever we write TV shows and content, whatever, the key motivating factor is what is the lowest common denominator that we can cater to.
Mass appeal, basically.
Mass appeal implies a certain level of quality. What is the target audience that is not discerning, that really it doesn't have a knowledge base of quality content that we can know for a fact that we can get.
But that still gives you good shows. Look at Thamina. Thamina was a great show. Every day, الساعة 8, we're going to talk about something.
That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about scripted.
We're talking about scripted? Yes.
Yeah.
I thought we were talking about like all TV.
No.
Scripted is
scripted, basically. What is the hot topic? Okay, what was trending on Twitter last year? Let's do an episode about that.
Keep in mind, you do have...
We'll hold it up until Ramadan comes around so we can use it.
Yeah.
No, keep in mind, you also have to contend with the idea that the Arab market is very fragmented. Audiences in Egypt and audiences in Saudi are not going to watch
We're talking about the
thing.
Saudi market, and this is my personal annoyance. Ya Ikhwan, let's move past Taglid as a joke.
Yeah.
Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
There's not even imitation. Like every single time in Ramadan, you have those sketch comedy shows, and a segment is that, okay, we'll get one of the actors to lip sync a song, and we're gonna dress him up from, I don't know, like Kulthum or whatever, and that's the joke.
Yeah.
Look, he that thing looks like the other thing. Laugh. Peons.
I think
it's a member one kind of
it's member berry is the concept.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
We've never empowered writing in Saudi.
That's what I'm saying.
This is we talked about this 100 times why there isn't good enough good scripts. And the reason we said that is because we've never been empowered to actually focus on that. All of our scripts comes from Egypt or from Lebanon or Jordan.
People who have more experience, people who have done this for a longer time, okay, and their experience doesn't speak to our reality. At the end of the day, you need somebody who grows up in the culture, understands the culture, to be able to craft something that speaks to it.
It's very hard to get something and turn it into something that everybody can like here.
But everything we're talking about now is restricted to the Ramadan format, which is 30 episodes, one episode.
And also, we're talking about television. We're not talking about movies here.
Movies or streaming. You're getting a lot of good content that's outside that realm, that Ramadan realm, let's call it.
But the Ramadan realm
you get the Netflix shows, you get some Shahid shows too.
Yeah.
Ramadan is the biggest pie. It is the biggest, numbers. It is when people are going to be sitting in front of a screen. So I'm going to put something in front of them that manages to capture them.
I'm at the point where I just want to hear something from a creator that is unique and interesting. I don't care about quote unquote if it's for the culture. Like عادي أنا مرة سعودي ترى يعني خلاص أعرف وش الكونتنت اللي مرة سعودي. Tell me something interesting.
You know what I want to hear?
What?
I want to hear what show we're on, which episode it is, who's the host, who's next to him, who's behind him. Like, hey, welcome to Pasta Kabsa. This is episode.
I totally forgot.
Yeah, what episode is it?
Yo, I thought we didn't start the podcast.
I mean,
I thought we just having a
it took you
conversation.
so long to catch that. بصراحة.
No, I was thinking like, yo, we're just gonna have a conversation before we start the podcast. Okay, fine. Hey, welcome back to This your boy Adam. What's popping? Episode 249. I got the homie Tucks right behind me. Got Chaps right next to me. The boy in the building. Keep going.
Ew.
It's a good it's a good conversation. Then again,
I might as well have it on the podcast.
Hina, there's a question. When you talk about that Saudi content, right? Are you talking about comedy or drama? Well, either or.
Content that I can watch that I can tell isn't being made with notes and a checklist that it has to hit.
We see that's the thing. I feel like with Ramadan, Ramadan is the time where you want to get the biggest numbers of people to watch your show, because I know that there is that potential within that market. So it's not the time for me to craft something that, you know, speaks to a higher message.
I completely disagree. You have guaranteed numbers, so whatever you do has a lower risk associated with it. You are guaranteed a certain number of views because people will be around the TV.
No, you're not guaranteed.
You're not guaranteed anything.
You're not guaranteed. There's multiple channels.
Exactly. Very easy for
in
me
competition
to
for your
For the sake
attention.
of this argument, we're talking about marquee shows. We're not talking about, because indie program development is not something that we have here, Aslan. So
Yeah.
you, us outside of A, the major networks, and B, the very niche local regional programs, that's not something you care about.
You can answer your phone. Go ahead.
No,
See what's good.
Do you have friends now?
It's
No.
good.
You have people that actually look for you?
How about put them on speaker?
no, never,
Never.
never.
All right. Let me take this conversation somewhere else for a second.
Go.
Maybe for a long time we kept talking about, you know, the lack of creativity in, you know, the industry, and I mean we hit that thing so many times, so it doesn't really matter anymore. Could it be just the taste?
Of the audiences?
Yeah, it could be just that's what the audience wants. I'm sure NBC has the numbers like, yo, let's do this again because people like that.
It makes sense.
Because we do not like Shabab al Boom. Like Shabab
yeah.
al Boom is
Has a
very
big- has a big
popular.
audience.
They will find you, Adil.
Let them find me. I don't care.
No, but again, I think of it in terms of time slots. There are specific time slots where you're going to have the majority of the family sitting around the TV, right?
Yes.
And that's the time slots where you're going to be limited to 1 or 2 or 3 channels where, hey, we're all going to watch this together during futur, after futur.
And you want something that,
You know?
that is attractive for the entire
the
family.
wider audience. Now,
And maybe that's the audience. Maybe that's
Yeah.
the audience that they keep catering to, because those are the ones that keep coming back.
no, because I'm
Exactly.
talking about the show that you're going to stop your day for. الساعة 11 الساعة 12 بتوقف, and you're going to find the TV and you're going to sit down, you're going to watch it because, yo, you know, this is the show. This is that, you know, Bab al-Hara #1. Oh, what's going to happen next?
Bab al-Hara was well written.
And well,
Yes,
okay,
there's a
but that's what I'm
difference
saying.
in
That's what I'm saying. It's Bab al-Hara #1 because that presented you a story that was new. That broke new ground in terms of prestige television for Ramadan. It's
It
something
could
that's
be.
the fact it's still spoken about speaks to its place in that pantheon of Ramadan greats, right? For now,
But we do that though, as a society, as a culture. We keep doing that. We keep going to Halim al-Sultan. We keep going to Bab al-Hara. We keep going to all these like shows that are not of our culture, and we tune in. And those shows are great. They're written well, and
True.
directed, everything.
So
right?
now the question becomes, where are you Saudi writers, and why aren't you telling me the stories of our culture that we care about, or we should
Because
care about,
Could it
which there are so many of, you know?
could it be possible that it was tried multiple times
And didn't click.
and it didn't click?
Can you
And
all
that's what I was like, yo, nah, I'm not good with that.
That's I think that's a very controversial statement to basically say شعبك
doesn't care?
doesn't care or ما يقدر.
No, but that's the question. I don't.
Because you
I'm not
open-
saying any of that. I'm just saying maybe they tried
Could
it,
it be?
doesn't click.
I don't recall any shows that did on a large level. To be quite honest, maybe I'm wrong. I'm not a.
I remember a show that was playing in Rotana Khaliji a few years ago. I forget the name, but it was a quite well written show. It was about Saudi therapist. The name escaped me right now, but it was actually well written. Like
Sounds like an interesting concept.
it was well shot, well directed. It had subtle acting. It didn't have the boing style of directing.
Never do that again.
Because there's images that come associated with that sound.
Never do
So,
that again.
That was a poor choice of sound effect.
Yes.
But it was well written, and I think it was me and another guy في الكوكب الأرض اللي شاف المسلسل هذا يعني.
okay. So there's an audience at least.
الكوكب
يعني.
الأرض,
You
yes.
consider yourself من كوكب الأرض. That's good start.
I seek prestige television. I seek interesting stuff. I am aware that I am not the standard viewer.
There we go. Then.
I am pretentious.
That's a good.
am-
None
start.
of us are. None of us are.
Is it because we don't have an Arab HBO?
What is NBC then?
Exactly.
That's not HBO.
But you have all the NBCs. You have 1 to 9,000 HD drama. You have like so many space
No,
on
but
NBC.
True, but they're TV. HBO kind of created things that don't.
Prestige TV.
Yeah, they don't
Elevated
appeal
television.
to everyone.
The
Yeah,
thing
because
is,
it was
it's hard for me to believe that because I think NBC has so much data that they know if they open up something like this and they know it's going to work, they would have done it a long time ago.
No, but keep in mind, brother, it's not easy to
True.
start a show and run a show, and like there's a
Yeah.
lot of. And at the end of the day, NBC needs to make a choice. لا لا بس إنه right.
Okay, that's NBC's bread and butter.
إيه
is
لا
making
لا
shows.
لا أنا فاهم because in terms of let's say the Ramadan schedule, right? I'm gonna have 100 ideas coming my way, and I'm gonna need to pick what 20, 30 to make. So I'm gonna need to make sure that these 20, 30 slap, right? That's what I'm gonna be.
And
looking
also,
for,
what are they
right?
looking for?
Yani, I think there's
Are they looking for a good,
diversity.
well-written story, or they're looking for something with controversy? Like I remember I had a
Something
conversation.
that speaks for everyone. That's I think. What
I
they're
had a
looking for.
conversation with someone, and he told me that listen, if it doesn't have something that is very wild, it will never hit.
A hook.
cray
Yes.
cray.
Okay.
No, cray cray, not even a hook. It's cray cray.
Hence Ramas, basically.
I remember what song.
Ramas is the guy that scares people.
The
to
guy
death
that
every year.
yes, yeah,
that
yeah,
guy that
yeah.
pretends to prank people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Cute story.
No, but that's
Every year, he keeps doing it. Nobody catches on.
Bro, alligators. The man got to alligators. He got to falling out of the sky.
Started pranking alligators?
There's no more celebrities.
ايه خلاص خلص.
Using
Or a
alligators.
different Tamasih.
There's levels to the Damascus ethics, as you're aware.
But again, the point that I'm making here is that every Ramadan you have, at NBC at least, you have the light and fluffy comedy near iftar
For everyone.
after iftar. Before that, you'd have the edutainment portion. Ahmed Shigeri comes to mind.
Mhm.
And then you have, okay, what is prestige drama number one? Okay, وقت
No, you start with
الضوء.
comedies أول.
لا after the comedy that I said.
إيه.
And then عندك الوقت الضايع حط كوميدي ثاني هنا بعدين قفل آخر قبل الإمساك قفل ب
Talk show or a game show.
maybe
Yeah, you do both. They do both.
or another prestige drama.
Well, خلاص, that's the format. It works. And the fact that we're speaking about NBC consistently tells you how much they've dominated the market in terms
They
of
have.
eyeballs.
I blame
you don't,
moms.
you don't
They
even,
are the market.
No, you don't even know what's going on on Dubai or Abu Dhabi or
Yeah, I
don't
blame
know,
I blame
Nile
moms.
TV.
I blame moms.
They're not really moms.
I blame moms.
Okay, because
They were the main audience.
They're the main audience. They're the one who are keeping the daytime television hustle alive.
okay. No, but come on. At the end
You
of
know
the
where
day,
the term soap operas come from.
so is that? I think it goes back to the point that that's
do you
not
know-
where you're gonna want to find that content that you're
Do
looking.
you know why they call it soap opera, Turks?
I know.
Because during the commercial break, they'd usually sell you soap because they knew housewives were watching.
And guess what?
Housewives are watching.
Exactly.
And soap was sold.
Yes.
So it works. If it works, they're not going to change it. They're not going to break it.
Oh, well, so we.
But we're not going to come to a conclusion to this conversation, صراحة.
I'm blaming the audience.
You're blaming the audience?
Yes.
I tend to.
I'm not blaming the audience. I'm just saying this is the audience's taste.
I tend to agree with you, صراحة, because again, as a person who's up his own ass, I see a lot of people who are pushing and standing shows that I know that are very poorly written. And you go to the YouTube channels and you see the view counts in the millions about something that is poorly written, and that's being generous to it. Yani.
Well, but so we've never had an Arab Game of Thrones, right? Like we've never had that. Yani, again, Bab al-Hara maybe comes to mind. Salaha, yeah, that's one. But so we've never really had that show that crossed genders and age lines, and everybody's watching it. It's from moms to kids.
That was Bab al-Hara.
Yeah.
But that's
you know why Bab al-Hara?
Saudi.
Do you know how?
But you can't compare Bab al-Hara to Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Do you know how?
Matash.
Yeah. Do
No,
you
Dash Matash is different though. Dash Matash was a cultural touchstone.
Do you know why I know Bab al-Hara
rather than a cultural hurricane?
Is a cultural touchstone at this point?
Mhm.
They're still making memes about Bab al-Hara to this day.
Of course. Yeah.
Have they not? Have they stopped making Bab
No.
al-Hara shows?
No, GTA Bab al-Hara. Come on.
Yes.
That's a great meme.
Different DLC every single year.
هذاك اللي يطلق زوجته 5 مرات في السيزون.
Yeah.
Okay. So other than Bab al-Hara,
halal, halal, halal.
other than Bab al-Hara, does any come to mind?
We're not the audience.
The Arab
though.
Sopranos. يلا
Who?
ورا تزعل
Who?
Prestige TV.
Who?
No, but in terms of, that setting levels, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Again-
but look, we will always fail if we're gonna look at some of the greatest shows of all time and say we want to make something like it,
No.
because it's hard to make that even in Hollywood.
I'm not comparing the content of the show
Grey's
as much
Anatomy, يا أخي. عطني Grey's Anatomy.
Hey.
Wait.
Grey's Anatomy.
not the content. Not the
Don't
content.
give me House. Don't make it very complicated.
Yeah, that's
Just give me
fine.
Grey's Anatomy.
We have Grey's Anatomy. It's called Al Mirat. They're at episode 1,000 or something.
Wow.
Okay, see, there you go. That's one. No, but I'm talking about the cultural impact rather than the content.
What's that? Marzuga. It's apparently a good show.
What?
Marzuga.
What is that?
What's Marzuga?
It's a show on Shahid, I think. It's about
Marzuga?
yeah.
Yani
This
Rashash
person
might have
called
been
Marzuga,
Rashash might have been one of those shows, right?
Wasn't.
It might have been one of those shows that set
It
a new
qualified
standard.
as prestige television because
Okay.
it
Yeah.
was very again, it was expensive
Yeah,
and
I'm
it
with
was
you.
short.
But that this is actually, thank you for mentioning Rashash.
Yeah.
Because Rashash actually plays to my point.
Mm.
It was something that was done. It was a story that we had.
Mm.
They put a lot of work into it, trying to make it as good as possible.
Okay.
And all that happened, people were dissecting and saying, this is false, this is not true. It's based on a true story. It doesn't have to be the story itself.
So people focus on the wrong thing.
Exactly. And it didn't get the credit that
It
maybe
deserved.
it could have deserved. I don't know, because everyone's taste is different. But that was a show that we thought was going to hit big, and it didn't.
But
But see, that's the example. That's the example that I'm giving.
Yes,
and
I would
this is something that
challenge you on
tried
that.
to set something new in terms of our storytelling.
I would
You
I
know,
would I
and it
would
didn't hit.
I would challenge you on Rashash not hitting, because Rashash for a while entered the pantheon of Thomas Shelby Twitter, Facebook avatars.
Okay.
And
First off,
it was.
Do you remember what was happening during the time we were all watching Rashash?
What?
It was COVID times.
So good timing.
So everything that was on everywhere, everyone was talking about.
True,
So good
yeah.
timing, basically. You I
No,
managed to
no,
capture
it
the
was,
audience.
It was good timing, but people didn't last.
No, come on. At the end of the day, it's not the kind of show that you're going to run multiple seasons off. It's khalas, the story is done and told.
That's even better. That's even more memorable.
Yeah, but again, how many shows? Most of the shows that we're talking about here, the ones that really set an impact, ran for at least a couple of seasons.
And
right?
that's drama.
Had the comedy. Like,
Come on. Tell me the greatest comedy show that we have.
Dash. Multiple
Wow.
seasons. Yeah.
Wow. There's such height.
Again, multiple seasons.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it had a.
What was the sound effect a second ago you were doing?
Boing.
That's what
Sure,
Tash Matash is.
for all the misses they had a lot of hits.
A
honestly.
car parks on sand. You hear, it's sand.
For all the misses, at a certain time period, they were the top. But so again, the ceiling for what you would expect from TV kept going higher, and we didn't
Yeah,
progress
but
with that
you
ceiling.
can go back and watch Seinfeld now. Can you go back and watch Tash Matash?
Yeah,
Yeah, some episodes, yes.
With
Yeah.
all
Some
due
episodes,
respect,
yeah.
with all due respect, the highest technical achievement that Tash Matash ever had was having a time lapse of طريق الملك فهد to show that time
Time lapse.
every single episode. متى صار اليوم اللي بعده يلا كتوا الملك فهد بسرعة.
Standards, son. It's called standards. Good times.
They had a
But-
solid theme song بصراحة.
Yeah, it's so annoying. It's brainwashing. That's what it was.
Flash.
Someone should take that theme song and put it on a horror movie. Gadak, I'm looking at you.
Oh,
Flash, mata.
We're not talking about that.
Slow
We're-
it down.
We're talking
Reverse.
Exactly.
Devil music.
Oh wow! Don't turn my
Shot my shot.
memories into nightmares, please. No, let me hold on to my
Shot
memories, Turks.
Amtash.
Shot Tomtash. Yeah, Allah. But speaking of, getting your head up your ass, which, shout out to your ass, but that head is huge.
Yeah.
I go to the gym for a reason.
Speaking of, head up the ass, Israel. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine. Look, every time we talk about this topic, we try our best to keep our feelings out of it, so we don't get really angry because all of us are angry.
I am dead inside, but this is the only thing that makes me feel alive.
So
being angry at this.
Me and a friend of mine had a conversation about how does this affect Israel? Even though governments are playing this politics game, not knowing if they can do anything or not do anything, but how is the effect? How is it going to be seen? I think Benjamin Netanyahu did something that I think was very hard for us to do as Arabs.
Which is?
Make Gaza eternal.
Oh.
You will never forget Gaza. You will never forget Gaza. That is something that none of us are going to forget. And it's one thing that even the media can't lie about. Because they've been trying to lie every single day. And it hasn't worked. People read through the bullshit. And now, going from the moment that all this happened, right, when Israel was playing the card of, the usual bullshit, oh, look at us,
30,000
sympathy card, right? They were playing all that, and everyone bought into it because that was the play for a long, long time.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
But then
30,000.
Israel got too egotistic, thinking they can get away with anything because everyone's on their side, and they started doing fuck shit as they usually do. The world has never seen. All the Arabs seen it before. Like when I talk to my friends and say, it's like, oh, this is horrifying. I'm like, bruh, 70 years of this. You just saw this. So I think for this one specifically, this is going to be the beginning of the end. Even if they do whatever they do, this is the beginning of the end. This is something that's going to haunt them forever and ever and ever and ever. It's going to change policy. It's going to change so many things. They will not outlive this. No matter how long. Yeah, there's no way out of this. They're done. Gaza is stuck to them, and it shows their faults. It shows how they are.
You really can't spend 30,000 dead civilians.
With audio and video.
And not to mention the untold numbers of traumatized, injured, homeless, hungry.
Yeah, and more and more.
And just like, again, it's not easy for us to speak about this without emotion because it's something that we're close to. It's something that we can't really detach ourselves from. It's in front of us every day.
This is why I'm looking at it as what happens after this. I'm not looking at it because we already know the emotional side of it.
No, sure. I think it affects bigger than Israel. I think it affects the entire idea of, hey, human rights. Even as tarnished as that was with everything that happened with Iraq and Afghanistan, we are getting to see appalling levels of human depravity on a daily basis.
From the people that claim that human rights is the forefront issue and everything that they do.
From people who use, whatever experience they had in the world wars of the past century as never again and as, hey, we've learned from this. And you come and you watch and you can't fathom that this is actually happening, right?
I can. Because I've seen it for a long, long time.
Again, it's with the potential of what humans can actually do. So I think it breaks that moral high horse. It does.
I think for a long, long time, the West and the whites, basically the whites, they read about war in the history books. It was always far away from them. It didn't affect them, didn't hurt them. And this is the first
because
time.
They perpetrated it on the colonials, Adil.
Exactly.
Because it didn't touch them at home.
Yes.
Because, hey, we agreed as the concert of Europe that, yeah, we'll not do this fuck shit at home. Khalas, there's people who don't have guns that we can do fuck shit with.
Exactly.
And you know what? We're going to go richer and fatter. And that's the thing, Danny. I think it's a point that's been made and multiple times, and it needs to be made again. Israel is a colonial project. It is an outpost of, the colonial West, basically. The fact that all of them are in concert about its continued need to defend itself against whatever pinpricks it gets with rockets and crater busting bombs is that you can't defend itself because, hey, this is what we are. This is what we created. And we can't really take it back because it'll break us at our core.
Because
colonial imperialists.
And it shows when all this first happened, it showed how the US moved their warships. It showed how the UK turned its back and acted like, nothing's going on. It's all vibe. They're just protecting themselves. And they tried to lie about that more and more, but they couldn't lie this time. Because this time it was...
Visceral.
Yeah, it was you showing your true colors to the world.
It was a mask-off moment.
You know, not only that you showed your true colors, even worse than that, you went against even your own people that told you to stop.
Oh, because RSS politics cares about people. No. It's the agenda.
Yes.
That's
That's not what we're talking about.
Not even that.
We're talking about, imagine you're just a casual guy that keeps hearing Israel needs to protect itself. And then you get to see all of this.
That your taxpayer money paid for.
You're looking at all of this, you're saying, oh, okay, we're just going to give them whatever they want. No strings attached. And they keep doing this. And us, the country that pointed a finger at everybody else and said, hey, you guys can't do that. We're looking at them doing the thing that we said we need to go to Iraq for. We need to go to Afghanistan for. We need to go to Syria for. All the thing that you said you're going for,
Libya.
You're allowing them to do the same thing and worse. Not even the same thing. I'm sorry, 20 times worse.
100 times worse.
And so, as a casual person looking at this that is not attached to governmental politics, it doesn't make sense to them. They can't fathom it. Like, yo, how is this happening? And we're sitting there saying, yo, welcome to 70 years.
Welcome to the world of international politics, unfortunately. This is the mighty take what they can, and everybody else just watches.
There is a recent development that the U.S. is airdropping humanitarian aid.
Yeah, I saw the videos.
Yeah. And the reason because they couldn't get Israel to allow humanitarian aid through trucks and land crossings. Israel told the U.S. to go screw itself.
Because you're basically I'm
there's
معلش. I am the U.S. I am asking you to allow humanitarian aid. I am giving you a small tiny basket. Okay. Well, on my other hand, I have tons and tons of weapons that are consistently coming to you.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that I can't stop these weapons on the condition that you let this aid in?
Well,
yes, I can.
Yes,
yes, I can.
But they won't.
They don't want to.
Exactly.
They choose not to.
And
Exactly.
there's a quote that keeps popping up in my mind that was referring to Bill Clinton's dealings with a certain prime minister back in the day.
Robin, what was it? Robin?
I believe he said, and I quote, and again, this is Bill Clinton here when talking about negotiating with Israel. Who's the fucking superpower here?
Yeah.
When he was basically brushed off by a certain prime minister who was Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. So he was still a prick since Bill Clinton's era.
Well, he's been a prick since forever.
I think he was a prick in the womb.
And the idea that, again, and we're seeing, I think Brazil was cutting off diplomatic ties. We're seeing the
even
world.
Europe.
We're
Europe
seeing the
saying,
world
yo,
actually
we don't want to
move.
be attached to this.
And again, we're seeing. I'm not sure who did what, but I'm seeing like nations actually stopping.
Italy said they're not sending weapons. Spain said they're not sending weapons. Germany is just being racist.
I think
as
the
always.
Netherlands.
said they're not sending
Germany's
weapons.
entire foreign policy when it comes to Israel is, we're cool, right? We're cool.
Mhm.
We're still cool.
And we were just actually watching that clip about the speech that happened during
There
the
was
Berlinale Film Festival.
Berlinale or something like that.
Berlinale Film
It's
Festival.
a film festival, and there was this movie by these two.
Four directors. Two of them were four.
Yeah, okay, four.
Four. Two of them were Israeli. Two of them were Palestinian.
And one of the Israelis and one of the Palestinians came on stage to accept an award.
Won an award.
And the Israeli was saying that, once we go back, I'm going to go back to a freedom state where I can vote, and he's going to go back to a military state. We live a half an hour from each other where we cannot be with each other. And at the same time, he doesn't live the life that I live. So when we go back, it's going to be dangerous for us. And then right after the speech, the ambassador to Israel in Germany said, "Oh, how can this event
German
allow
cultural scene."
anti-Semitism?"
Yeah.
And then the mayor of Berlin came out and said, "We will not allow this to happen. The new management will look into this."
The new management.
Someone got fired, right?
Exactly.
So then the guy goes on Twitter. He's like, "I've been getting death threats
From my own people.
from my own people. My family had to relocate." And he went on this huge rant.
I am a descendant of Holocaust survivors or Holocaust, whatever, martyrs. And I am having to deal with this for my own people. This is what you Germans have led me to happen.
If everything is anti-Semitic, nothing is.
He ended with, if this is, what did he say? if this is your way
of showing guilt for the Holocaust, I don't want your guilt.
yeah, that was a bar.
Yeah.
That was a
And
bar.
that's the proclaimed basis for all of this. Right? We feel so bad. We feel so bad that we are going to let you do whatever the hell
We're good.
you need
We're
to
cool.
make you feel good.
We're cool, right? We're cool. We're
And
good.
and this is the Western response. It's not just the German response. Germany shows it most clearly, because of that conscious guilt.
It's Germany and the US. Germany because whoopsie, and
The US because I
the
can.
US because
Maslaha, advantage.
there's ideological and
It's money.
political reasons. Ideological because, hey, there's a lot of evangelical Christians in the US and we need the Jews in charge because reasons. Because we believe the
Because-
Messiah will come. Because we believe.
Well, the Rothschild is dead. So I think we're good right now. I think it doesn't need to exist anymore.
Banks, bro. There's banks. There's banks. You don't even know, bro.
I saw like one of the most hilarious tweets ever. It's like, the Rothschild is dead, and suddenly I get a girlfriend. Curious.
Very curious.
Hope he burns
Because
in
the
hell.
Turks, you're looking puzzled. The joke is that because they control everything, and part of the reason, the conspiracy, is that because I can't get a girlfriend because of his
Because they
his
control
fault.
everything.
I didn't need that explanation.
Yeah,
Thank you.
he didn't.
Yeah, I saw the hamster faltering at the wheel.
The hamster was chill. ما عليه.
Anyway,
Eh,
fuck him.
In other news,
I'm trying to get the energy to get out of this to go to something else.
yeah.
Y'all want to talk about watches?
قول لي ايش عندك؟
I want to talk about Shamsi's dumbass shirt.
What's wrong with it?
It's a
peach.
dumbass shirt.
It's not a shirt. It's a sweatshirt first.
Whatever.
Okay.
And I'll be stop.
It's good for you. Mr.
So
Saudi
watches.
man.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'd rather do this than listen to both of y'all.
Okay.
So I was, you know how I like to get into data at the end of the year, in the beginning of the new year when things come out. So Morgan Stanley came out with their watch report.
Watch report.
Of course.
Do tell.
It's-
What is a
it's
watch report?
It's a big market,
Okay.
right? So Rolex crossed $10 billion for the first time
In revenue?
Of
or
what?
value?
in revenue.
Okay.
A year?
$10 billion in revenue?
Yes,
A year?
a year. 10.1 to be exact.
Who makes $10 billion in revenue?
Apple?
Rolex.
Uh-huh.
Have you met Apple?
Okay, Apple, Rolex, who else?
See, this wasn't.
Do car companies make $10 billion in revenue?
Yeah, some.
Some.
Yeah, but okay. I want to give you the breakdown because the breakdown of it is what really shocked me, right? So number 1 is Rolex, number 2 is Cartier, number 3 is Omega, number 4 is Audemars Piguet, number 5 is Patek Philippe, 6 is Richard Mille. I'm gonna go only to these 6, right?
Okay.
Because I'm gonna show you something wild.
Range.
So Rolex is number 1 with 10.1 billion, right? Guess how many units they sold?
Not a lot.
دقيقة. It's in the tens of thousands. It's not in the hundreds of thousands.
Oh, yeah, that's actually more than 100,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to tell you, 1,240,000 units.
Oof. Okay, that's a lot of watches.
Yeah.
I take it back then. So they sold a lot.
Okay. You haven't seen nothing yet.
That's gonna make me recalibrate my
All right?
assumptions.
That's 10 billion,
yeah.
right? Number
But-
2,
But again, Rolex is
Rolex.
Rolex.
Yes.
And it's the golden standard.
Yes.
Okay.
Number 2, Cartier.
Okay.
3.1 billion.
Whoa.
Oh, see the gap?
Okay. Hey, but,
You see the
but
gap?
let's keep in mind, Cartier is it's a woman's brand, right?
No, Cartier
No.
makes watches
For
for
men
men,
as well?
women, bracelets, pens, everything.
That's
Jewelry.
that's your prejudice.
No,
Go
but
on.
so Cartier watches are
Brokey.
mostly worn by women, no? Again,
Who?
Cartier watches are
No,
mostly worn
sir.
by women, no? Okay.
No.
My
Your
misconception.
prejudice again.
Yes.
You know.
Okay.
How many units have they sold?
Hundreds of thousands.
660,000 units.
660.
Yes.
660. Okay.
3.1 billion,
Okay.
right?
So they're more like jewelry pieces, maybe.
Yeah. So number 3 is Omega. We don't care for 2.6 billion, sold 570,000 units.
Okay.
All right.
4.2.
Yes.
4.6.
Now is where it is
It's interesting.
wild.
Okay.
So number 4 is Audemars Piguet, 2.35 million. Okay.
Revenue?
Okay.
Yes,
2 million.
2.35 billion.
Ah,
Billion.
Okay.
Okay. Guess how many units sold?
Less than 100,000.
Give me numbers, bro.
50,000.
20,000.
Very close. 51,000.
51,000, yeah.
51,000
For 2 point something billion.
What?
for 2.3 billion. Okay. Number 5 is Patek Philippe,
Okay.
2 billion.
Patek Philippe is even less.
Give me a number.
33,000.
70,000 units.
I was wrong.
Okay. Now where it gets hilarious. Number 6 is Richard Mille.
Fuck Richard Mille.
$1.5 billion. Guess how many units sold?
Like
32.
Give me a number.
wait,
No, give me
no.
I know those expensive piece of shit watches
Okay.
that look like G-Shocks.
Like,
I hate them.
Like 16.
5,600.
بالله عليك. I was gonna go for like 8, but then I'm like,
Imagine selling 5,600 units watches and your revenue is $1.5 billion.
Yeah, because they sell them for like $1 million a piece.
Yes, easy.
there's a lot of bling
Idiots with a
that
lot of money,
goes-
yes, I
there's
agree.
a lot of bling that goes into
Hey, don't
it.
talk shit about me like that.
Okay, there's a
You're-
lot of
You're a very smart idiot.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
there's a lot of craftsmanship that goes into it as well. No?
Yes.
Okay.
It tells the time.
See, listen. Once upon a time, I would have made fun of you and idiots like you for
Yes.
spending that much money. But then I realized in this global economy that these are assets that hold their value, and
Thank
you
you.
can resell them over time, and they're
And
also,
make money off of them.
And they're also, signifiers of social status, which matters in this superficial
average of
world we live
300,
in.
right?
Yes.
What'd you say?
300,000
Sure.
per watch.
No, so
Average?
depending. You
Yeah,
average.
200 something is the average.
the medium or entry level is
1.5 billion at 5,000.
yes, the medium
That's
or
300.
the entry level is from between 100 to
Keep in
200.
mind, they have some watches that are like $1 million.
Yes.
Okay.
Average.
And usually, if you want the RM1 or the RM11, something that's very hyped, which is even cheaper than the $1 million
love
one.
the RM11s.
Okay,
Well.
you will have to buy the RM.
Okay, no, you just failed. No, you're not getting out of this.
I sold it.
You brokey. You're gonna get taught by the rich ones. Okay,
I felt like I sold it.
No. You will remain a brokey. See, that's why I shut the fuck up.
I love the
So
commitment.
I don't show everybody that I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
That's the
Yes.
Pharrell collab.
I love the verisimilitude of your expression. Like, yeah, of course, I love it. I know what that is.
Yeah.
Also-
Continue educating him, please.
No, there's no need for educated.
I don't want to be educated.
We do this outside the podcast. We watch like nonstop videos.
Watch
Yeah.
that rose gold.
So if you want the specific watch that's very hyped, they force you to buy the expensive watch, right? Before you can get that watch.
It's a grand.
So you'll pay.
Yeah.
So you'll pay $1 million just to
Entry
get a
fee.
200,000.
Yeah.
You know, and the reason they do it is because they know this one's going to resell for like $300,000-$400,000. So they need to make money off of you. 'Cause
لانك
you can
سباك
resell it.
لانك سباك عرفت كذا لانك خروف عرفت.
حرك العجلة.
Yeah. This is called
حرك عجلة ايش؟ الفلوس رايحة سويسرا.
Market. بس.
market. Show your sophisticated man, Turks. Start buying nice watches.
I thought it was very wild.
No, honestly,
Those are
it's
crazy numbers.
interesting. It's interesting to see the range. But the fact that Rolex sold like 10 billion is crazy.
Yes.
I will say
Yes.
it here on the record. If you own a Richard Mille watch, I hate you and I don't like you.
Hey,
Hey.
man. Hey,
Oh,
don't
okay.
do
They
that.
all care.
You know what?
They all
I
care.
can mention a couple of names right now that you will take this back
Oh,
so quick.
I can guess already.
So quick.
No. خلاص أسحب كلامي.
Yeah.
So I really advise
I
you.
dislike the watch, not the person.
Thank you.
Hey, how
That's
went?
what I
How went?
thought.
That was a low blow, bro. Yeah.
Adel, you don't get it. Like every single person I've seen wearing that watch was such a gigantic douchebag. I'm so biased.
Again.
You need to hang out with better people.
I need to be,
Yes.
I need to be
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
Yes, you need to be a better person.
Yeah.
Many have tried to do that. All have failed.
Speaking of failure, how was your weekend? I'm sorry about that. I'll go somewhere else with this.
Shamsi, how was your weekend?
You know what
Great.
I thought was crazy? So Kanye this week came out and put a post talking about the Yeezy 350s,
The socks?
The shoes.
the shoes. So remember we had an argument and he was fighting with me saying that he's still going to get a cut off of all the Yeezy sales. And I told him he's not getting anything. So Kanye actually said it. He was like, all the Yeezys that's being sold right now are not things that I approved and I don't make money off of it.
This is now.
Yeah, this is last week.
Yeah. So this is post.
The recent, the gray ones, right?
which are basic as fuck.
It's basic as hell.
Yeah.
So he put a
The
post
350s
out.
are the most popular ones, right?
So he said, hey, these are not
Approved
by me.
I didn't do these colorways.
I do not support this. I don't make money off of this. I'm asking everybody to stop buying Yeezy 350s. And
حبا فيه.
The internet once again
I stood up with him.
had opinions.
Everyone was like, yo.
Honestly,
that's
yani,
it.
he has a point, right?
Does he have a
Yes.
legal claim though?
No.
It's called the Yeezy 350.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and let's start there.
There's a thing called
I designed
contracts.
it. It has my name on it. You know?
He was one of the designers. He did not design it.
Okay.
Let's be honest.
But so once again, yani, this was sold under my label.
Yes.
People are
Is it
buying.
his label or Adidas label?
No. People
Yeah.
are buying this
The
because
JV.
it's a Yeezy.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say
Right?
the multi-billion-dollar company has its shit figured out when it comes to legality.
Exactly.
Well, that's again why he's selling $20 pieces now. Like he has this website where he's selling literally $20 pieces.
Somebody needs money.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Fair.
It's not out of good faith.
Is that the Yeezy socks
No, Yeezy Gap.
Yeah.
I think Yeezy Gap.
No.
version.
It was the Yeezy socks.
Yeah.
that looks like
That's like a shoe and shit.
What?
That everybody, you didn't see it?
What?
So it's
No.
like socks with pads at the bottom.
so it's a shoe.
So
not
it's
sock.
a city sock.
Yeah,
An
so-
MD city socks.
Exactly. So he sold it for $200, and then after Vultures dropped, he's like, "Oh, everything right now is for $18." And rumor is, by what he said, that everybody that paid $200 got $180 back.
And refund. Okay.
Yes.
يعطيه العافية ما قصر. See, good businessman, savvy.
Savvy.
No salesmanship. No, but honestly, and again, he can't do shit about it. So he's gonna get fucked. I don't know if people are if that's gonna stop from people buying it. I don't think so.
Oh, it will. It will.
Yeah?
It will. It was an uproar.
There is a history.
And keep in mind, there's a lot of people that wanted the Yeezy T50 to die.
Mm.
They were hoping it died.
So now you just have more reason
You
for
gave
it to
them
die.
more of a reason to say, you know what, we're not buying this. Now, anybody that grabs a Yeezy, everyone's going to say, yo, Yeezy didn't like this.
But it's also a basic shoe, right? And I think it's still gonna sell, but not to the numbers that they would have hoped for. And some people will still buy. Some people
I still
won't.
think it's one of the best silhouettes that we've ever had. I think it's an amazing,
I think it's a great silhouette.
It's an amazing sneaker.
No, I'm talking about this colorway. Colorway sucks.
It's an amazing. The colorway is trash, yeah. But as a sneaker, I think it's going to go down in history.
I agree.
True.
yeah,
yeah.
it's iconic.
But it's not about the overall shoe. It's about this shoe that the corporate greedy Germans, we want our money.
Again, this is just another incident in a long series of incidents where an artist is not in control of their creative assets. How many artists do we know of that don't own their music? They
Very,
don't make,
very,
but
very
this-
far and few.
This speaks to
that
what
have.
yes.
The rest is all under the system.
But also, this speaks to what he was actually complaining of for a long time. He's like, I've been wanting it to get into fashion, and people have been gatekeeping, and I can't do the things that I want to do and sell them to the way people want because people are not giving me the opportunity. When he got it, okay, and he started doing it his own way, and then he went off the rails. He found out that his dreams are being used against him. Like, these are my creations, and they no longer belong to me now because. I don't know,
I'm sorry. There's a thing.
merchandising.
There's a thing called a contract.
Thank
okay,
you.
There's a thing called a contract. You can complain all you want and make up a big fuss, but nobody forced you to sign a dotted line.
Yep.
Again,
I'm-
it's predatory. It might be the power imbalance might be severe, but again, you agreed to it. Your lawyers saw through it the contract and said, "Yeah, I'm good."
At the time when they came to you, you didn't have the chance to do any of that. Once you got the clout and you got everything, you thought that you were big enough to say, you know what, I don't need you. That's the difference. You could have played it out in a much better way of,
With Adidas.
yeah, finishing your
specifically.
contract and going doing your own thing and keeping your brand on. You could have done so many things in business to make this work for you. But in the same way that when things didn't go the way that you want them to go now because things are going well, you think you have more power, you created a fuss. Again, we do not know what happened. We know what he told us and we know what they're saying. So it could have been other things behind the scenes that happened that none of us know. For example, like Diddy. Diddy's been doing wild shit. So
According to the internet.
according to a lawsuit.
Yes, a lawsuit that was filed.
Exactly. So you don't know what's happening behind the scenes. I'm not comparing Diddy to Kanye West. Diddy's a dirty person. So,
No, but we're talking
Die,
about
hater,
what
die,
happens behind the scenes. And Shuf, honestly, you know what this was making me think of? Like, has Jordan ever had these problems with Nike? Nowhere near, right?
Jordan wasn't in that era, bro.
No, but in terms
Plus,
of
Jordan had the most squeaky clean image possible.
Yeah.
he had
Space
some.
Jam.
I believe the quote was "Republicans buy sneakers too."
No, but he had some run-ins with the media. Like he had some shit.
What?
that
Like
was
he liked to gamble?
he
That's
has a
it.
gambling problem.
That's it?
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Oh no, the multimillionaire.
Is he broke?
The multimillionaire likes
No, no,
to.
but no,
The multimillionaire
multi-billionaire.
multimillionaire likes to play with his money.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, but again, I'm talking about.
Next, you're gonna tell me he has a yacht.
That's what I'm saying is that he's the only person with a contract with a big company that I can think of on that scale. You know,
Because
Jordan
Michael Jordan was skillful enough to understand that people are going to be after him. He was smart enough to see it coming. He didn't have any scandals with women. He didn't have any issues. He wasn't in clubs. Like, he knew how to move. And he knew that he was a brand, and he knew that he was worth a lot of money, and he wasn't going to lose that money for some bullshit. And I'm sure Jordan I'm sure Jordan did some wild things, but he did them in a way that
No cameras were around.
no, not even no cameras. No one ever came out and said, yo, he did this or he did that.
Some pretty good NDAs right there.
Yeah. So I think, man, even Trump thought he had a good NDA. It didn't work.
Yeah. No, but again, we go back to the idea of you building a brand and then seeing it being taken away. That's like, this is what's happening. Not taken away, or you misused, let's say. Shit out of luck, homie. I don't think there's anything you can do about that.
Yeah, like, for example, I really like De La Soul, for example. They don't have their... Yes, Turks,
Okay.
don't look at me like that.
Okay.
Don't judge me with your eyes.
They don't have their
The
category.
license, yeah, they don't have the
Category,
their
catalog.
their catalog available. They don't own it. So if you want to listen to it, you have to pirate it. It's not available anywhere.
No, you have to purchase it.
I don't want to.
Yeah. See?
So you have to fire it.
Exactly. They ain't getting their money.
Sounds like a you problem, homie.
Something is happening on the field. We're watching Madrid play Valencia. I think someone swallowed their tongue.
Oof, damn.
Oh, shit.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Look.
That's some drama, bro. Wait a minute.
Oh, no. I think he went for the knee. I think Chomini...
Knee to the head?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, Hina.
No. Oh,
Yeah.
no. Mm-mm.
Yikes.
Someone's getting carried. I don't know who it is.
Yeah.
Player.
Since we're talking about shoes,
Great segue, Turks.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you, Derek. We're stuck right here.
why aren't the Fly-E's getting the hype that they deserve?
The what now?
Fly-E's. The Nikes. These ones. The ones I'm wearing.
Okay, he's just showing
The
you
ones
shit.
that require you to, like,
The-
they don't require you to bend over just to
Fly-E's.
put your shoe on.
Yeah.
That I call the
The new technology.
that I
The new
call-
shoe technology.
that I call the inappropriate name.
Yes.
Oh, I love that.
What is the name?
But he's not going to
Not-
say it
not
on,
on the
on
podcast.
record.
I'm not going to be here for this one. So, no, he's not saying it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn, is that inappropriate, huh?
You know me.
Okay.
You know him. Yeah.
Because Turks.
People have taste.
Yeah.
Technology.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
New shoe technology.
They're ugly.
Forget about self-lacing shoes. These click on and click off. Halas, you're good.
Yeah,
This
but you're,
explains to you, watchers and listeners, the levels of laziness that Turks aspire
No,
to.
functionality. It's not
okay.
laziness. It is design appreciation.
question: Have during the time that you've worn these shoes, how many times have you accidentally?
Never.
Are you sure?
I don't step on my heel. That's how you take them off. You just step on your heel.
I'm
That's not something that I do like on a regular basis.
Nobody stepped on them by accident.
No.
I don't
I don't stand in a lot of lines. Come on.
I don't believe in convenience as being the highest form of design.
It's not convenience, it's functionality. And yes, convenience is part of functionality.
Welcome to the luxury market.
Yeah.
It's
It's not about convenience in luxury market.
What do you mean?
Yeah, exactly. It's about
Do you know how many times I'm willing to pay more to not be annoyed?
yeah, but again, we're talking about
the Apple Watch.
we're talking about the aspiration of design.
Yeah.
Okay, what should design aspire for? Should it aspire for convenience and functionality?
Yes.
Fuck that. No. Give me,
If you
give me
buy-
aesthetic.
Why not?
Give me
Hold on,
aesthetic
hold on.
brilliance.
Why
bro.
not? Why is the sink
Well,
at a
give
Give
specific
me craftsmanship.
Craftsmanship, yes. But
Yes.
like for example, if you buy
know.
luxury sneakers, you're an idiot.
Exactly. You're an idiot, Turks.
Because
These are not luxury.
These are not luxury
These are not
sneakers.
luxury
These
That's
are
what
not-
I
these
call
are
them,
not- these are not- these are not.
Okay.
Like
Why are you an idiot? Explain to people why.
because
someone would
it's
be an
not focused on comfort, it's not focused on reliability, it's not focused on any of that. It's the cheapest thing that they all make. It's the easiest grab. You just put a logo on it and then you just release it to the world.
That's an art piece. That's not a sneaker.
yeah.
No, but saying so.
What
So
you're saying? The Virgil Air Force Ones, they're not everyday shoes.
No, those are Nikes. Those are different.
no, but so-
Also, the Air Force Ones are not everyday shoes, man. I don't know how people's feet handle that.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
Jordans are not everyday shoes either.
Yes, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, Air Force Ones are different. No, but so no,
لا يا شيخ.
but we're talking about let's say buying a $16,000 whatever, give me a brand sneaker. Dior sneaker, for example.
Yeah.
Rather than buying a 50,000. Either way, that's not what you're going for.
These are $100.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's not what you're going for when we go with sneakers.
You say it so proudly.
Yes, because they're not. They should be 1,000. بالنسبة لي أنا يعني ما بدي أدري. This is new technology. This is speaking of convenience. Apple watches. Why don't they go for the classic like the watch strap
I don't
with
know.
the belt and buckle?
Why don't they, Turks?
Convenience, functionality.
I
They're going
hate-
for
I-
magnets. They're
I-
going for click stuff.
Because it's
I
space
hate to
age,
break it to you.
Turks.
It's not space age. It's convenience.
I hate to break it to you. They have those as well. The luxury strap.
Yes, they do.
What, the Hermes ones?
Yeah.
Yeah. How much are those? Luxury item.
More than
Not
that. More than the watch, probably.
Yeah. Actually, yes. Triple price.
I still feel like I should aspire more in terms of design than, hey, this is functional, or hey, this makes my life easier.
Do you
I don't
wear
have
a
to deal with
hoodie or
people.
a button-up jacket
Both?
regularly?
Hoodie.
I like
You shut
because
the
yeah,
fuck up
because I
then.
like
Yes, because it's
I like
convenient.
because I like
because
streetwear
it's
because I like
functional.
streetwear.
No,
I like
please.
streetwear. Yeah,
Because
this
it's
is part
functional.
of that. You know,
The reason the whole Yeezy seasons, everybody fell into it because it was so comfortable. That's it.
okay.
You
True,
just
they
looked
were
comfy in public.
Seasons,
Before
which one is the season?
any of the seasons of Yeezy, it was all sweatpants. Before
yeah.
you wearing sweatpants in public, it was like, and then it just became, oh yeah, it's a style now. Everybody wears it.
Craftsmanship also. It was a good product.
It was a good product, but I would not say
So what you're
craftsmanship.
saying that EA needs to develop a ثوب أبو 7 drop?
Look, Yeezy has influence.
Stop being proud of yourself.
Okay.
For what?
See, I ignored it.
For
I
all of
ignored it.
that,
I
yeah.
ignored it. I ignored it. I'm not even giving him the light of day on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's influential. We all know that.
He makes the needle move.
He makes the needle move big time.
True.
But I think we were in a sweatpants and hoodie chokehold for way too long.
Okay, and now.
Pause.
Okay.
I don't know what you do at night. Okay, do not involve me.
You
Do
don't
not
wanna know.
pause me.
You don't wanna know.
Okay, I'm not involved
You
in
don't
your
wanna
life.
Leave me alone.
Leave
Don't
me
call me.
alone. Don't call. Don't even whistle at me.
So which era are we in now?
I have no idea right now. We have Pharrell with Louis Vuitton just doing nothing
So
of value.
No, doing streetwear luxury. Street
I would
luxury.
say
It's
it's
not.
post
Luxury.
luxury.
It's neither.
He's doing Prince.
Luxwear.
He's doing
Luxwear.
Prince.
Yes.
That's it. All he's doing is Prince.
I thought you said Prince,
No.
and it makes sense.
Okay, it also makes sense. It also makes sense. Yeah, that's what I heard as well.
That was awful. That
Okay.
was awful. Accessories. I think Pharrell's doing a good job with accessories. Look, the luxury market is doing great.
Because rich people still want to be rich. Okay,
No, it's not that. You have more offerings
more
than you ever did
demand.
before.
More demand as well.
More variety. عندك برضو.
Yeah, taste is getting better.
And then you have Ye with all black
Socks.
everything. Black socks. Yes. Remind me to
Kanye is just wearing a sock. That's all he is.
remind me to get back to you on that. All black socks.
See, look, I don't want to say this because I know one day this is gonna be played back in my face. But I think the proof that Kanye West is bipolar is
Oh, there's proof.
There's doubt.
Yeah, there was doubt. Is if you look at the last album that he had, what was it called?
Donda.
No, it was the Jesus album.
Okay.
Right?
Whatever it was.
And now look at the album that he has with Vultures, and look at the two split personalities.
It wasn't the last album Donda. It was Donda. Donda
It
2.
wasn't Donda. Donda 2 never came out.
It came out.
It
on
came
the
out on
thing.
the
No, it said it came
on
out,
the hockey
but it wasn't even full.
on the hockey puck.
and
Man
com-
has it, man has it,
it was-
man has it.
okay,
Man
man
has
has
it,
it.
man
Oh,
has
man
Man
has
has
it.
it. You can't get it. You can't get it anywhere.
بس قبلها was Donda. قبلها was Donda. So it was Donda, then this. It's his black
Talk about
era, bro.
Jesus.
What are you talking about?
We talk
The
about
one-
the album. The God is
اللي قبله.
something. Album was before
Jesus
that.
is King.
Jesus King was before
Yes.
that.
It was before?
Donda. Yeah, it was before Donda.
All right. You know what? I'm not going to trust you on this one.
He's in that era, bro.
You can go to Spotify.
I don't use that poor man's app.
Your
You go on
poor
Apple
man's
Music.
app.
Yeah,
You're calling it
Spotify,
poor
yeah,
man's
I
app.
don't do that shit.
Wow.
I pay for
Shout out to Spotify for having
Yeah.
host our podcast.
exactly. We love you. I use you. Look at me. I'm a user.
PTK
You.
reaching the poor.
Jesus King was 2019.
I pay for
Donda was 21.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, since then.
So
he's-
how do you go from that to, I don't know what you do with your wife? Like, that's my question, bro. Like, I don't need to see your wife, bro.
Okay.
Like, I'm trying to avoid what you're doing with your wife, and you keep throwing it in my face all the time.
Okay. I think she needs more than a pillow as she walks around. Please,
she needs a higher thread count.
Thank you. Like I don't get it.
I will give Battaliya.
Look, I understand the idea because he did it with Kim. He used Kim as a marketing brand,
But
as
he
a
never
billboard.
paraded her like that.
Because that's not what he was going for in
Yeah,
terms of clothing.
What he's doing is obscene. I'm like, oh, gross.
Yeah, it is.
Disgusting.
No, it's
Breakfast.
Yeah, and as much and he will walk up and down the lane proclaiming his genius. And you know what? I do think he's a genius in a lot of things.
Yeah,
you know?
musically.
And when it comes to the fashion scene, he has innovated. You know, he has changed there is fashion before Kanye and there is fashion after Kanye.
That is a very strong statement.
You think
that
so? You don't
I'm
think
not
so?
Willing to agree
Really, you don't
with.
think so? Or at least popular fashion.
A sneaker and a couple of
Hoodies and
hoodies
sweats.
does not a sea change make.
He's not a sea change make, but he left a mark on the industry, did he not?
Sneakers, probably.
That's what I'm
He
saying.
did, no, he did leave a mark.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He left a mark on the
Yeah,
industry.
like I
The
would,
history books will speak of Kanye West
I-
in fashion.
I would say that.
No,
Yeah,
no,
no,
you
I
don't
would-
think so? Not the couture ones, at least.
He talks shit about the Jews. He's gonna remove him from history.
Yeah.
He's not gonna have
But
any
no, but
history,
the
bro.
fact that they will still sell his shoes, Adil.
I know because they just trying to make the money back. Because they're Jews, bro. They're not gonna allow money to
they
go away.
can't Photoshop the shoes out of the pictures, Adil. The shoes will be the pictures.
I would say the person who actually did and transformed the game of fashion was Virgil.
Definitely Virgil did.
Yeah.
I would say Virgil definitely did.
Yeah,
And
in a way Kanye didn't.
maybe I would say Virgil is at his core a designer, so he was going for transformative change
Yeah,
wherever he
because
wanted to
you-
go. Kanye just wanted to do his own thing.
What
He wasn't
going-
trying to transform. He was trying to put
going
his
back
voice
to your
out.
going back to your statement
I
there
also
is-
don't agree with what you said right now.
On this one,
on this
Yeah.
one.
I also
Okay.
don't agree that Virgil changed fashion.
left an imprint as well.
Virgil got the chance to be with Louis Vuitton.
He left an imprint. That's what I'm saying.
Louis Vuitton gave him a chance. He did his work, but what was your favorite Louis Vuitton piece from Virgil's era?
I don't
See,
wear-
that's a trick question.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
don't wear.
But I think
Exactly.
I don't wear brands.
But I think the Virgil's influence will be appreciated within
Virgil with
design
Nike.
overall.
Virgil, what he did with Nike, the top 10 shoes, whatever it is, the 10, like, that one will go down in Nike history. But everything he did with
It
Louis
wasn't 10,
Vuitton,
wasn't it 100 or 50?
no, it was 10. It was 10. It was the first 10 that came out.
Oh,
the
that-
constructed one.
Hey, I'm talking about later on the off-whites.
No, leave those on the side.
Yeah.
His Off-White is his brand.
Mm.
What collaboration with Nike is what really made him into a household
Yeah,
name.
yeah. Deconstruct.
But what he did with Louis Vuitton, I think what he did with Nike is going to live out longer than what he did with Louis Vuitton.
Well, either way, see that use that word will live longer. The fact that it will live for a period of time.
In the same way, Yeezy 350s will live longer.
will both, and that's exactly the impact that they both left on the industry. Both of these guys, you can say
on the
they
sneaker
created,
industry, not on the fashion industry.
which is
Yeah.
part of the fashion industry.
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What, sneakers are not part of fashion? What the fuck are
They
you guys
are,
talking about?
but they're their own industry.
Yes, associated to the fashion industry.
It's like
You
saying
can't-
it's like saying McDonald's is
completely
part of the
different-
cuisine
Are you
industry.
gonna see
It is.
Adidas?
They
in
need
the
McDonald's needs to buy potatoes. Fine dining restaurants needs to buy potatoes.
Paris Fashion Week. Are you gonna see sneakers?
Are you there for
Thank you
sneakers?
very
I'm not there for sneakers.
No one is there for sneakers.
Yeah, no one's there.
no one is there for
Exactly,
sneakers.
Yeah,
yes.
true.
I'm definitely not there for the fashion.
You're there for
Yeah.
other things that we don't want to mention on the podcast.
It's not the baguettes. Ooh, are you there for the baguettes?
Actually,
I was gonna be happy. I was
Yeah,
gonna
almost.
for the eclairs. I'm there for the eclairs.
Let me like skis and clears.
Oh, the referee whistled
that
as the
ended-
ball was going in.
Seriously?
Yes.
That
What
was
the fuck?
Hey
Oh,
yo,
that's crazy. What are you talking about?
Oh, you're giving out red cards?
Aflam. Yo, people are.
The ball was in the fucking air and a goal came in. Why you whistle right before it? It reminds me of Kenny Benzema in the World Cup, by the way.
تكفون بوكس أحد يعطي بوكس الحين بصراحة.
You pay.
You want to end the podcast and just put the audio on and نشوف ايش السالفة.
You know what? Thank y'all for joining us. We appreciate all of y'all. It's been a great episode. We love y'all. And
Yeah.
we'll hunt you later on. We are
Yeah,
peace.
peace.